Trump has a brand new staff pick, an old friend of his. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. And of course, all these have to still go through confirmation. And that's the big fight in Washington, D.C. right now. So far, the only one that really gives Trump trouble is Matt Gaetz. And then there's a little bit of trouble with RFK Jr. and a little bit of trouble with Tulsi Gabbard and a little bit of trouble with Pete Hegseth. The rest should go through just fine.
We have some breaking news, a new nomination from the president-elect. He wants Dr. Mehmet Oz to be the CMS administrator. He is saying in a statement, the president-elect, that Dr. Oz will work closely with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to take on the illness industrial complex and all of the horrible chronic diseases left in its wake.
Okay, Dr. Oz, I didn't see that coming. He's an old friend of Trump's. He's the guy who lost to John Fetterman in Pennsylvania, remember? And I could have brought on a bunch of smart people to give commentary, but instead, I decided to quote The View.
Are you surprised by any?
You know, Dr. Oz is a very well-known heart surgeon.
Yes.
This is an administrative position, but because he's on television, Trump picks people who are on TV.
Now, that's two different directions. Number one is, yes, Dr. Oz is on television, but he's also a very accomplished heart surgeon. She could have gone with either one on why Trump probably picked Dr. Oz. Why wouldn't Trump pick him? Because he's a very accomplished heart surgeon.
They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View.
They're going to select their facts. And this is really all about more Trump hatred where they're still stuck in the past. The View. Ladies, you're going to lose your show. You're going to crater your audience even more.
I mean, the guy is qualified to do heart surgery, not necessarily run Medicare.
Because heart surgery is so easy and running Medicaid would be so hard. It's a bureaucracy. You know, you just, and he'll have a whole staff. But I want The View to fix their show and stop hating Trump because I'm going to run out of material if they go off the air.
But, you know, Trump, it seems to me, with all of his choices, it seems to me like he really is in the burning down mode. Let's just destroy all these organizations and then start over again. Something like that's going on in his little brain.
Well, you know what's going on in your little brain? I don't even want to know, Joy. We're going to go inside Joy's brain, and there's these cobwebs, and ooh, look over there. It's a little toy. I mean, who knows what you'd find in there? A toy poodle.
These people are inexperienced. They're ridiculous. They're incompetent. They won't get anything done. They might even fail to win confirmation. In other countries and at other times, when would-be authoritarians try to consolidate their power, they do so by placing fools and jesters into positions of extraordinary power.
Now, Sonny, let's talk about who appointed fools and jesters. Here's some of Biden's administration. That one on the right stole luggage, got fired for stealing luggage 3 times out of airports with some kind of a weird fetish. Speaking of weird fetish, there's the same luggage thief with 3 guys dressed like dogs. These were part of some members of our military. So keep going with that conspiracy, Sonny Hostin.
And he goes on to say the absurdity is a cloak. It's a way of covering up the fact that they are underestimated is a feature.
Oh, she's terrified. It's a conspiracy. It's a massive distraction that Trump is nominating such an obvious clown show. Here's Matt Johnny. Matt, I've been a therapist for over 30 years. Nearly 90% of my patient load are liberals. This is true of any therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist. Liberal politics and ideology are but a symptom of a vast systemic mental illness.
The loyalty that they have to the strong man is really the thing. And so he is hiring appointing all of these people that are woefully inadequate, woefully mediocre, cannot do this job because he wants to consolidate power as a fascist does.
Oh, there's the fascist, stuck on fascist. But Sonny's got all the yarn in the basement connecting all the dots with all the pictures on it of Trump's big plan. I don't think Trump thinks about it that much. I think he goes, this person's qualified. I like them. I'm going to fly up this appointment. I mean, Sonny, again, you have 2 choices. Does everything have to be a fascist dictator's secret, bizarre, reverse psychology plan?
And we need to be very clear-eyed about, and not so much joke about these types of appointments.
Well, I'm gonna joke about you, not joking about the appointments. I like how too they go straight to, and don't you joke about it. We will control your speech. We will control how you express yourself. What if someone wants to joke about it? She's like, no, it's too dangerous even to joke about.
Dr. Oz, listen, it wouldn't have been my choice, but I think John Fetterman said it well. If Dr. Oz is about protecting and preserving Medicare and Medicaid, I'm voting for the dude.
And that's the bottom line is, basically everything Dr. Oz has said, he's practically rubber stamping everything that Obama was for. He's going to save Medicaid. You know, he seems pretty normal. I don't actually like his policy. I'd rather have way more reform than what Dr. Oz is going to provide. But, you know, he's a Trump pick. He's not weird. He's not off on some other planet. He's going to work closely with RFK Jr., and he brings a lot of medical knowledge to that. I see good things.
And you saw that today or yesterday when Sunny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it.
How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding, further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism, that DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
So I don't see the big harm, but The View to pick at Dr. Oz too, a fellow professional show host, which he's very, very famous for that. That's kind of weird too. I think they're kind of jealous.
So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart.
And we're miserable.
I'm Doug, in exile.